fairness, okay, there is I would say it's, 50% of the vets that are practicing that have been out there more than 10 years that are actually squirting out these vaccines and giving the pets a very limited dose, if any, okay? But they need to stop doing that and stand up to those in the authority positions in their profession, in their local veterinary medical association, say, I don't want to live in bondage anymore. I know we're overdosing and over-vaccinating pets, and I don't want to have to hide knowing that I could get in trouble with my license. They need to stand up and demand that this whole thing stop, and those who are keeping them in bondage be removed from their positions, okay? This has got to stop. I mean, I can tell you story after story after story of situations where a local vet overdoses. Here's one that happened just in my area, okay? Somebody goes in with a pug. The dog is, 4 months old. It's given 3 1cc injections. Why? Because it was a veterinarian that was out of school maybe 2 years, and it's still given 1cc. 3 vaccines at one time when it's already clear from the science that you should never do that. And the dog starts having seizures the next day. And the veterinarian who owns the practice, who's been out there 30 years, sends this pug on to the neurologist to determine the problem. And the client goes, and the neurologist says he can't determine the problem, but never vaccinate the dog again. Now, why did he do that? Well, he said never vaccinate the dog again because he knows that the vaccines did this dog, but because the veterinarian refers business to him, he's not going to put that in writing because he doesn't want to anger the referral vet. That's called collegiality. Then the owner comes to me and say, what is going on here, Dr. Rob? And I say, what's going on is just that. Then I come to find out that the veterinarian that owns that practice lowers his volume from another client who came in to get titers from me with a 15-year-old dog that he wanted to vaccinate, and she came to me instead to get the titers done. And she said, by the way, he lowers the volume for my pet. Well, why doesn't he tell his associate, who's just a couple years out of school, what he learned the hard way by injuring pets, that you can't give a little dog the same volume as a big one, and you definitely shouldn't be given 2 or 3 vaccines at the same time. That's what's going on out there, all over this country and all over the world. And I know it, and you know it. And they know it. And they can't hide anymore because we're on them. And we're not stopping until this thing is over. No, I'm not going to talk about HeartGuard and Frontline and pesticides and natural medicine. No, I'm going to stay on task here. We're going to drive this down their throat until this nonsense stops. We're bringing this profession back to morals where you can go into a veterinary hospital and trust that you're going to get good care and not be injected with toxins for no medical reason, but to line their pockets. Enough is enough. That's what I'm talking about.